I just got to get this off my chest. I just got to say this. So there are different types of people. There are some people who learn fast. There are some people who learn slow. There are some people who like it exciting, and there are some people who like it to where, okay, today we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And my biggest issue with so-called institutions of learning where you're supposed to learn art, we have this blanket approach to art. On one hand, we say art is subjective, but then on the other hand, we say there's a right and a wrong way to do it. Which is it? The academic approach to teaching art has ruined the art experience for a lot of people. Now, a lot of people say, I don't have time to do art. And you know why? It's because a lot of times people have these preconceived ideas of how well the art should look. I want you to get this. When we were 1 to 3 years old, we would create really beautiful art. And the child didn't even know the concept of art. The child just said, hey, wow, and I put this on a paper, something happens. I'm curious to see what happens. That curiosity has been removed from art through the academic approach to teaching art. What do I mean? Meaning that most of us, when we go to a blank piece of paper, we expect that paper to look great by the end of the work. And that's the huge problem. If we say, I'm going to draw a person, if that drawing doesn't look like a lot of the drawings we've seen in museums and in art books and things like that, then we think it's a failed work. We don't go into it curious like that little kid. The little kid doesn't know what they're going to do. They just know they're going to put the crayon on the paper and they're going to have fun with the experience. Well, when we do art, why are we not curious anymore? We have this idea of what should happen on the paper. When it doesn't come out looking like that, we get frustrated and we say, oh, it doesn't look right. I've actually seen people frustrated with their art. You shouldn't get frustrated with doing art. Now, if you're paid to do art, that is when you can do it right and wrong. When you're hired to do something that's representational, it needs to look a certain way. So there is a right or wrong way to do it. But when you're in your sketchbook, a lot of times these teachers teach you that there's a right and a wrong way to draw and paint things. And that is what happened to most people. And that's why most people don't do art. That's why a lot of people procrastinate and say, oh, I don't have time to do art. It's not that you don't have time to do art. It's that you're afraid of not producing the result that you have in your mind when you go to do art because you've been trained into the right and the wrong way.